A woman who is experiencing a reversal of fortune inside a mirror. A man who is speaking at his own funeral. And a woman who is seeking her husband and is pointing a gun right at yours truly, Rob McCool. It sounds like business as usual at Dark Sunset Manor. Todd Hickenlooper, one of the newest residents of Dark Sunset Manor, has made his escape, and I, Rob McCool, have volunteered to track him down. His wife, Judy Hickenlooper, appears on the scene and points her pistol directly at Rob McCool, or so it would seem. Or perhaps Judy Hickenlooper was aiming at a different target. And at the service for Joseph Pennywise, those in attendance are listening to the deceased as he presents to them via video. And before I finish this video, there is one other person I want to talk about. And that person is my second wife, Cindy Sue. Cindy Sue was gone. And at about that moment, something surprising happens. So, among those whom I have mentioned, the person whom I think most likely murdered me is the video screen has gone off. But why? And back in 1974, Marshall and Octavia Merriweather know exactly where they're headed. The cabin where they spent their first honeymoon. And yes, lurking outside the door is a strange creature. And, as fate would have it, but where is Maximilian Finn McCool? And inside said cabin, Octavia Merriweather is thinking of a way to explain to her now living husband, Marshall, about her theory regarding how he was murdered. She flips around and says, "Marshall, like I said before, I think I know who murdered you. It happened at that party at Dark Sunset Manor, and it occurred when someone put a poisonous liquid in your drink." And Louise Smythe, inside the mirror, faces a man who resembles her evil brother Damien, but then she realizes, I'm inside the mirror. Things are reversed. This man could be nice. So yes, Pandora, I'm here to help Mom get settled in to her brand new posh suite in this exclusive hotel. And Louise is thinking, oh, wait a minute. In this opposite world inside the mirror, my mom is not going into assisted living in memory care. She's not mentally disabled at all. Sunset Manor is actually a posh hotel. And meanwhile, back in the woods to the south of Dark Sunset Manor, Judy Hickenlooper is aiming her pistol, but she's aiming it at a rattlesnake, present company accepted. Mr. McCool, I do believe the rattlesnake is dying. Well, Mrs. Hickenlooper, thank you for killing the snake. However, why are you wielding a pistol, and why were you threatening your husband? You must understand, Mr. McCool, that my husband is mentally deranged, and threats to bodily harm him are the only things he will respond to. It's always been this way. Well, your threats and the sound of your firing at the rattlesnake have apparently scared away your husband. Notice, he's escaped again. Meanwhile, the posthumous video made by Joseph Pennywise has been blipped out. What caused it? Well, let's look behind the scenes. In the church's audio-visual room, someone has just pulled the plug, and as the funeral attendees wait silently, Reverend I Am Boring returns to the pulpit. Everyone, please be patient. This is merely a technical difficulty. I am sure someone will rectify this situation very soon. And what of Cindy Sue? Was it she who was in the technical room unplugging the video program? And back at Dark Sunset Manor, inside the mirror, Louise Smythe is thinking, in the reversed world, inside this mirror, maybe my mom truly doesn't need memory care. And as she looks toward the door, her mother appears. Greetings, Louise. Mother, you're here with me in the mirror, and you're back to normal. You no longer have any dementia, and you don't require memory care. Stupid girl, have you forgotten? Your mother is on the other side of the mirror. I am your mother's evil reflection. And I am going to make your life a living hell. And Louise Smythe is thinking, this does not reflect well on her mother. And speaking of, back through the mirror, where Narcissa Glass is now stuck with her daughter's evil counterpart. Her name is Pandora. But wait, something worse is about to come. It's Narcissa's son, Damien, who in real time is indeed very evil. Mom, sis, I'm here, and have I got news for you? And back in the woods, down at the creek, to the south of Dark Sunset Manor, Toad Hickenlooper has vanished. This as his wife, Judy, shoots a rattlesnake, supposedly to protect Rob McCool. And Toad Hickenlooper, on the lam from his wife Judy, as well as yours truly, Rob McCool, finds a cabin in the woods, the very same cabin that was the site of the first honeymoon of Marshall and Octavia Merriweather. But it's also a cabin 51 years in the future, 2025. Cautiously, Toad Hickenlooper approaches the cabin. It's unlocked, and he heads inside. Ah, look what's outside. That same creature we saw before, but erroneously concluded that the creature appeared in 1974. No, that creature is in the present day and could prove to be a menace not only for Toad Hickenlooper, but also for his wife and for Rob McCool. Hopefully you are mesmerized by this production and are willing to click on like, subscribe, and the notification bell so that you always know when I upload each of these videos. And now back to the dark side of Rob McCool. Yes, Toad Hickenlooper has sought refuge inside this cabin, while outside lurks a strange being. And back at the creek, Judy Hickenlooper and I, Rob McCool, are conferring. Mr. McCool, you know this area. Where do you suppose Toad could have leapt off to? Well, there is an old cabin just to the south of this creek. Perhaps he's hiding there. Is there any place else he could have gone? You know, he may have scampered back to Dark Sunset Manor. Why don't you go back and check for him there, and I will go and check that cabin. That's a brilliant idea, Mr. McCool. I'll do just that. We parted company, and I headed for the cabin. Unbeknownst to me, of course, there was some kind of a strange creature lurking outside the cabin. Would he still be there when I arrived? For that matter, would Toad Hickenlooper still be there when I arrived? That is, if that's where Toad Hickenlooper hopped off to. Only time would tell. And onward I trod. And back at the church, there are ravings from the deceased, Joseph Pennywise, but they are cut short when the plug is pulled and a shadowy figure is lurking in the technical room. And so is Cindy Sue. Surprise, surprise. And it turns out that the shadowy figure is Andrew Houseman. But why is he there? And meanwhile, in the sanctuary, someone has figured out how to reroute the video system, and Joseph Pennywise is speaking again. So, among those whom I have mentioned, the person whom I think most likely murdered me is not just one person, but actually two. And one of those two people is Nurse Nellie Vauban. Yes, I predict that Nurse Nellie will use her taser on me, causing my weak heart to literally explode.